Hello and welcome back. So let's make sure that we can click a button here to send us to a different year. So what I'll do is this tile that I want here is something that looks like this. When I go to students and there's a search bar here and there's a search bar and a button there. So I want the button to say go or something like that to change the current year. So I need something like this. So I'm going to go to students view. So let's go to students, and this nav right here is exactly what I need, but I just want the form really. So I'll copy the form and to the nav bar right on this section, and let me paste it. Okay. So back to this and refresh, and there we go. So this is what I want, but let's move the button here. So I'm just going to move the input to the other side above this, so which will effectively flip this to the other side, I hope. Okay, so that works. And let's change what we need to change. For example, the text in here. There's an icon here. What I want is let's try chevron right. That's the arrow. And so let's put the word go. Let's see here. Okay, go. So makes sense, but let's move go to as the beginning here. Let's see how that works. Okay, maybe we can leave a space like that. Let's see. Maybe not the perfect thing. Let's remove the go. Let me see what this will do. Okay, but then the size has reduced, so I need to do the non-breakable space like that to give the illusion of having text in there. So there we go. I think this works just fine. So what I need now is add this into here instead of this input. So I'm just going to cut this whole thing here, and then the input itself replaced. So let's move this over here like that. Okay, so let's see what will happen here. Okay, so there we go. This is how it looks like. Form control. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a select version of Bootstrap here. Let's try that. Oh, yeah, there we go. So it's form select instead, so it has a nice drop down to show that you can actually select multiple things there. Okay, so at least we have a year selector, and once you select, you can click go here to update things like that. Okay, cool. But which page should it go? So we should create a controller which we can call something like switch. This is the form here. What to do here? So what I want is to change the method to post. Let's try that. So post method, and let's try and give it an action. So the action is going to be okay, so this is going to complicate things. I think the best is to just refresh the page here. So what I would do is instead, let's do this. Let's give this one a name, the select. So this one is going to be school year, school underscore year, like that. Okay, school year, and that should actually do. So what happens when we submit now? So if I click 2020 and go, I get school year is equal to 2020. So now we can add something to intercept this, so that it's always intercepted, and if the school year is set, that should set the school year for the session. So let's give it a shot here and see what happens. So we want a file that, instead of us having to put this into every single controller, we want a file that will run every time. So let's look here. We have the controller. This is the main controller. Load model, redirect, and let's see here. What are we doing? Load model, redirect. Okay, so the functions situation seems a little bit better. So what we will do is let's create a function here. So this one is get years, and this one should be switch underscore year, like so. Okay, so switch year, and let's look for if is set. So if not empty, okay, if it's not empty, the get variable, which has school year in there, if this one is active, then year is going to be equal to, let's convert this into an integer because we don't want anything strange in this, so we'll say int year, like that. Okay, and once we have that, then we can now set a session variable. Now if we go to models and go to the auth model, you see that the variable that we add user data is session user, like this, and it's an object, so that's cool. So what we'll do is in here we just say session user, and then we'll set year, we'll put a pointer instead since it's an object, is equal to year, like that. Cool. And then since we want this to run all the time, we're just going to run it at the top there, so that once this page is loaded, switch year should always run, but it only run if the get variable for year is set, and then it will set the appropriate one in the session. Okay, cool. And now what we need is to set the year. So what will happen here is that if I go to right here in functions, if I go up here, where is this? There are some functions here like get var, this one with a default value, get var, and it looks for a post key here. Okay, get select. So this is all good, but we can add a something extra here to tell it whether to get from the post variable or from the get variable here. So we can add method to this and say method, but we give it a default value of post because that's what we have already here. That way we don't have to edit anything where we've already used this function. So instead of putting post directly here, I'm just going to say data is equal to whatever is in the post. But then it will say if method is not equal to post, or if method is equal to get, maybe something like this, then we do something else. So in here the data is going to be equal to the get variable, like so. So we'll use get here, and once we do that, down here we'll use data instead of post, like so, and is set key return, yeah, something like that. Okay, that way we take into account the get method as well if we say get. we can do the same thing here as well. Okay, but for now we just need this one, so let's change as little as possible. So I'm just going to say get var and get this. So what I want is to go in the nav view here, and I want to add the var here that was selected. So what I will do is put it right at the top here, options, and let's echo out get var like that and close that. So the key here is school year, and then the default value to this one, in case that one doesn't exist, this one will be, wait a second, is the default even ever used? Okay, yes it is. So the default value is going to be equal to date, and let's put a year there, so that's the current year, and use the function time to get that Unix timestamp. And then method here is equal to post, but we want it to be equal to get, like that. So let's remove this, we just say get. Alright then, so school year get option, nice. So let's come back here and I will refresh. So it's saying 2020, which is not the case. So why is it doing that? So school year, oh, I guess that's what we had selected maybe. Let me try and select 2021, and oh yeah, we haven't put anything to control how things will, oh, there we go. It's because it's getting from there, so it sees the 2021 there. Refresh. Okay, so that's cool. Now instead we could, instead of putting the current year here, we could put the default as the session data here. How do we do here? Session. Okay, so we can check if the session data is set here. If it is, we show the session data. If not, we show the current date. So what I'll do is quickly I will say if I want to echo here, and the echo will be, let's say echo like that. Wait, we don't need to echo anything here. We just need to return. So I can say something like session user, copy to user like that, put a question mark, and say if this is set, but this is year we are looking for. So if this is set, and if just doing that, it may cause an error. So we'll start with if not empty. So if not empty, what do we return? We return this same thing. If it is, we return the current year. So I'll just paste that there, put a full colon, and then like that. That should do it. So this is an if statement here to say if the year is set in the session, use it. If not, show the current date. So let's see if we get any errors, and we do not. So let me try and go to 2019, send this, and we get a 2019 there. Very cool, but it's just following what's here. So what happens if we remove this, refresh, and oh, these things remain here. So what I would do is, let me go to just another page, classes, tests, and it has remained on 2019 for some reason. Why that is, I don't know. Wait. Why has it remained? Why? Let me echo right here. I want to see what's in here. Echo and close that. So let's see what's going on. Okay, so it's 2019. Why is there a year at all? Let me show what's inside user for a second here. Let's see. So instead of echo, let's put show. So I'm just trying to see what's inside the session and why it's sticking to 2019. So there's an actual year there. How did this come to be? I have no idea. When I send information here, oh, sorry about that. I actually added a function that does that already, and that function is switch year right there. So it does add year to the current year. So I thought I hadn't added that for some reason. So everything is working fine as it's supposed to be. So this is cool. So now I can switch between years without a problem. So if I go to 2018, save that, that's done. No matter where I go, it says 2018 there. Okay, cool. But if I select 2021 and if I don't hit go, then I lose that. Back to 2018, 2021, go, and now it's 2021 throughout. Okay, very cool. For as long as the session lasts and I need to log in, because if the session isn't there, then I need to re-log in, and once I do that, it will default back to the current year. So let me make sure that switch year, if not empty, get school year, then let's do that. But if it's empty, then let's do an else statement and set this to the current year. So I will do this and say year is equal to date and year, and then time, like that. So if you're going to get the month, you put M. If you're going to get the day, you put D. Capital D says something else, capital M says something else. If it's hour, I is for minutes, that's small letter, S is for second. So let's get year on that real quick. Okay, so this is good. Now we're able to switch between years, but now we need to change our queries so that they correspond and respect this change of year over there. So I'll see you in the next video.